3,000 years ago, a canoe left the coast of Tonga, carrying no compass, no map, and a cage of birds. The birds weren't food, they were instruments. Somewhere past the horizon, hundreds of miles from any land, a navigator would lift the cage and release a single frigate bird into open sky. Then he would watch. Frigate birds don't land on water, their feathers aren't waterproof, and if they touch the ocean too long, they drown. So when released far out at sea, the bird has exactly one goal: find land fast. The navigator would track its flight path until it vanished, then adjust the canoe's heading to follow. Sometimes he released a second bird hours later, to check the course was still true. This wasn't superstition. This was the GPS of the ancient Pacific. Polynesian wayfinding covered an ocean twice the size of Russia, using nothing written down. How do you cross 10 million square kilometers of open water without losing yourself? You don't rely on one signal. You stack them. Star paths were memorized in chains, not sail toward that star, but follow this star until it rises too high, then switch to the next. Navigators memorized over 200 star positions across the sky, tracking their rise and fall through the night like a rotating clock. But stars disappear behind clouds. Storms erase the sky for days. So wayfinders built a second system underneath the first one the weather couldn't touch. They read the ocean itself. Long rolling swells move in consistent directions for thousands of miles, generated by wind patterns far beyond the horizon. A skilled navigator could lie down in the hull of the canoe and feel the rhythm of the swell through the wood. 4 distinct swell patterns crossing at once. The human body, reading the ocean like a signature. Some navigators reportedly could sense a swell's direction, with their own testicles pressed against the hull planking. A detail recorded by early European explorers who watched in disbelief. Layered on top of the swells, birds, clouds, and color. Certain seabirds fly out to fish each morning and return to land each evening. Noddies and terns rarely stray more than 30 miles from shore. See one at dusk, flying steady in one direction, and you've just found the edge of the map. Clouds pile up differently over islands than over open water, because land heats the air beneath it. A faint green tint on the underside of a distant cloud could mean a lagoon reflecting upward. Invisible island confirmed before it was ever seen. Even the color of the water changed near an atoll, subtly enough that most people would miss it entirely. Navigators trained for this from childhood, sometimes memorizing sky charts built from string and shells, called stick charts, mapping swell patterns like sheet music. One master navigator, a Micronesian named Piailug, revived this entire lost science in 1976 by guiding a voyaging canoe from Hawaii to Tahiti using no instruments at all. He completed the 2,500-mile journey, relying only on stars, swells, and birds, techniques nearly extinct after centuries of colonization erased indigenous navigation systems across the Pacific. Scientists studying his voyage were stunned by the accuracy. Modern satellite tracking confirmed his course deviated by only a few degrees across thousands of miles of open ocean. How does a human memorize an ocean the way we memorize a face? The answer may be that Polynesian navigators weren't reading separate signals at all. They were reading one integrated pattern: sky, sea, wind, and bird, fused into a single continuous sense most modern humans have simply lost the training to perceive. Western sailors arriving centuries later with brass instruments and paper charts dismissed this as guesswork. But the compass came from magnetized metal. Wayfinding came from the human nervous system tuned by generations of open ocean survival. Every island in Polynesia, from Hawaii to New Zealand to Easter Island, was found this way not by accident, but by a navigation system so precise, it crossed the largest ocean on Earth without a single written instruction. We call it primitive, but it may be the last time humans successfully outsourced a GPS system to their own bodies and got it right.